Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the physical LR Krillin and seeing just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan Battle. And obviously he's just got his easy aim, so it's going to be pretty fun to see how good he can be. Now Krillin is a unit that's not on a lot of categories, but he still has some pretty good flexibility to him. And a lot of that is due to the fact that he has an AoE super attack. This is something that's really good. His passive is also conditional. He kind of has two sides to it. He has one part of his passive whereby he's good against single targets, and another part whereby he gains strength based on the different number of enemies he faces. So he's an Earthlings category lead of 160%. He raises attack and raises defense for one turn on his super attack, whilst also causing colossal damage to all enemies with a medium chance of stunning them on his 12 key. On his 18 key, he raises attack and defense permanently, whilst also lowering attack to the enemy. He has key +1 in defense of 160%. He has attack of 60% when performing a super, and he has an additional 30% attack if it's an ultra super. If he's facing a single target enemy, he will have key +6 and attack and defense of 60%. If he's facing multiple targets, he will have attack and defense of 20% at the start of turn per existing enemy, counting only from the second lead. And this launches an additional attack that has a rare chance of becoming a super attack when facing 2 or more. So if he's facing 2 enemies, he has a 20% attack boost and has an additional attack that has a rare chance of becoming a super. He also has guaranteed additional super attack when facing 6 or more enemies. Z Fighters, Turtle School Courage, High Compatibility, Solid Support, Chain Element, and Legendary Power are his links. And he's on full power Earthlings, Battle of Wits, Turtle School, Bond of Friendship, Sand Saga, and Earthbred Fighters. Overall, Krillin is solid. Earthbred Fighters is a great team for him. Earthlings is a great team for him. Turtle School is a good team for him. Bond of Friendship is also fine. He's okay on every team he's on. I think he's a solid option. One thing I do wish they'd added to him was some level of support. I think even a small level, even just key, would have made him a little bit better in assisting the rest of the rotation. I also think they didn't need to reduce or have him only have a rare chance of firing off an additional super. I think a medium chance would have been more than fine. I know they're probably scared of the fact that he, can very easily do a couple AoE super attacks, which is always kind of very destructive to things like SBR and ESBR. But I think overall for me, the benefit outweighs the rest. I think personally speaking, Krillin is very, very solid, and I think, outside of everything, I probably would say that, he needs to have, like, a little bit more to him. Not to say he's bad, I just think that could have made him really, really good. I also think Earthlings at a 180 instead of 160 would have been really solid, but I do think he's really, in a decent place. I like the flexibility between single and multiple targets. He is very easy to use. Key is very accessible. He is very solid in terms of performance. You can see his starting defense is very good, around the 300k mark, which is very impressive. His defense goes up quite sizably as well. When he fires a super attack, remember, he's not only raising his defense, but he is also actually raising his defense on the initial super attack as well. So I think that's very, very, very good, at least from my side, in terms of everything. I think overall as well, from my aspect, when I look at him, I think there is some flexibility that gives him great guidance towards events. The raising attack and defense makes him solid for longer form events, whereas the raising or the multiple super attacks, the AoE super attacks, really helps him with SBR and ESBR, as well as also giving him utility in the form of a stun. Now he doesn't stack super duper hard, he doesn't stack super duper quickly, but he stacks at a decent clip due to his stats, and I think overall he's solid. Link set wise, there's some questionable links. By questionable I mean, there's links you're probably never going to activate unless you prioritize them. High compatibility, courage, these are not big boy links. These are not links you're going to activate all the time. However, Turtle School solid, especially with the amount of World Tournament / DB Saga units that have come out. Solid Support's fine, Sharing the Limit is fine, Legendary Power is fine, and Z Fighters, although not super common, is okay. I think the big miss out is high compatibility, as it's a great link. Courage is also solid in an attack sense, but Turtle School is probably the priority link. With 20% attack and defense at max link level and key +2, it's a very, very clutch key link / very high performance link that you kind of want to always facilitate. But yeah, I think Krillin's great. Should you link level him? That's questionable. I think it's always something that's difficult to measure when you say link leveling. But I think Krillin does obviously benefit from link leveling. It's just that he doesn't have a partner to really take advantage of all those links. Turtle School is the strongest link set, and you can share that with some pretty decent units. But I think overall, I would probably say you're better off not focusing on link leveling him and just maybe using him as a solid unit for varied content. Is he a unit you can take into the hardest content in the game? I think, yeah. I think he's there. I think he's got enough about him. But I do think his partners are probably not at that level to really get him there. He can't link with other Krillins, so units like the Strength Krillin, who would have been great if it was Krillin Youth or Krillin Teen, which he kind of was at that point, cannot link with him. Now, if that Strength Krillin could link with him, we'd be saying a different story, because this Krillin would probably be one of the cooler units in the game to run alongside that Krillin as a really powerful, rotation. Outside of that, there's not a lot of big boy units that can link with them. He does, however, facilitate a decent number of units with Turtle School. So link leveling him is great, you do gain a lot, but it's because he doesn't have a huge variety of linking partners. That's kind of where it stumbles down. Of course, it doesn't mean that he's bad, and doesn't mean you shouldn't use him. It just means that you should consider where you use him and what events. I think overall, Krillin's great, and I think he's a great free-to-play option. Earthlings as a category has a decent roster of free-to-play units, and I think overall you can probably make a very solid team out of all of these units. I think altogether they probably come together quite well, and they perform very well in regards to their overall performance. The free-to-play Int Vegeta and Krillin is the best linking partner for him, but again, like I said, I wouldn't prioritize his linking partner so much. I don't think you need a lot to make it work, just Turtle School, and from there you can kind of just build out as you need. I don't think you need to get too crazy with it. In terms of build, probably feel like Additional is his best build, at least for me, but yeah, it's up to you. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Bye.